Diabetes. In some people, there is a secret insulin diet. This is called type 1 diabetes. It's not certain exactly what causes this disease, but it is thought to result from the body's own immune system attacking and destroying the cells in the pancreas that secretes insulin. This type of diabetes usually develops when a person is a young child. When a person eats a meal containing a lot of carbohydrate, the concentrations of glucose in the blood increase. Normally, this will trigger the secretion of insulin from the pancreas. But in a person with type 1 diabetes, this does not happen. The blood glucose concentration goes up above the set point and remains high. This usually makes the person feel unwell. They may have a dry mouth, blurred vision, and feel very thirsty. Their heart rate and breathing rate may increase. On the other hand, not eating carbohydrate for a long time will cause the blood glucose concentrations to drop very low. Because no insulin has been secreted, the liver has not built up stores of glycogen. They cannot be broken down to produce glucose. Cells do not have a supply of glucose to release energy by respiration. So the person feels very tired and may show confusion and irrational behavior. Eventually, they can become unconscious. People with diabetes usually become very good at recognizing when the series of events is beginning and know that they need to eat something sweet to get the blood glucose concentration up towards normal. Treating type 1 diabetes. Having blood glucose concentrations that swing very high and very low can, over long periods of time, damage many different body organs. It's important that a person with type 1 diabetes tries to keep their blood glucose concentration within a really normal limit. Most people with diabetes get into the habit of checking their blood glucose concentrations regularly using a simple sensor. They can also test their urines for glucose using a simple dipstick. Urine should not contain any glucose, but if a person's blood glucose concentrations rises very high, then the kidneys are not able to absorb it from the filter in the nephron, and some remains in the urine that is excreted. Eating little and often, and particularly avoiding large amounts of carbohydrates, can help to stop blood glucose concentrations. Fluctuating too widely. A person with type 1 diabetes can learn how much carbohydrates they need to eat to balance out with the amount of glucose that's broken down in respirations. For example, if they do a lot of sports on one morning, they may need to eat more carbohydrates than usual for breakfast and lunch. Most people with type 1 diabetes will also need to inject themselves with insulin. There are several different types of insulin, and each person needs to discuss their treatment plan with their doctor. For example, most people with type 1 diabetes will need to take rapid-acting insulin just before after they eat a meal. They will need to judge how much carbohydrates they are going to eat or have eaten and adjust the dose accordingly. They may also need to take long-acting insulin. This is taken once a day at the same time each day. It provides a background dose of insulin. Controlling body temperature. Some animals, including ourselves, are very good at controlling their body temperature. They can keep their temperature almost constant even though the temperature of the environment changes. This has great advantage if the internal body temperature can be kept at around 37 degrees. Enzymes can always work very efficiently no matter what the outside temperature is. Metabolisms can keep going even when it's cold outside. In cold weather at night, animals can be active when other animals are too cold to move. The structure of human skin. One of the most important organs involved in the temperature regulations in mammals is their skin. Their skin is covered with a layer of dead cells which form a tough, impermeable barrier that prevents water evaporating from the living cells below. It also prevents pathogens getting into the body. Underneath this protective layer, many different types of living tissues are present. On the right-hand side of figures, you can see a sweat gland. Sweat glands attract water and ions from the blood and produce the liquid that we call sweat. The sweat travels up the sweat duct to the skin surface and is released through a pore. As you see, this plays an important part in temperature regulations. You can see some blood vessels to the right of the sweat glands in the diagram. Arteries bring oxygenated blood to the skin. These divide to form capillaries which take blood up to just below the skin surface before joining together again to form venules. You can also see shortcut vessels that the blood can travel through without having to go all the way up to the skin surface. Further to the left on the diagram, you will see a head. Each has a tiny muscle attached to it called a head erector muscle. When this muscle contracts, it pulls the head up straight. On the left of the diagram, you can pick up two kinds of receptors. Some of these are sensitive to temperature and they send electrical impulse along sensory neurons if temperature of their environment changes. Others are sensitive to pressure. Underneath all of these structures is a layer of fat. This fatty tissue is made up of cells that contain large drops of oil. This layer helps to insulate your body against heat loss and also acts as an energy reserve. The hypothalamus. A part of the brain called the hypothalamus is at the center of the control mechanism that keeps internal temperature constant. The hypothalamus coordinates the activities of the parts of the body and can help to keep the temperature of the blood at its set point. The hypothalamus acts like a thermostat. It contains temperature receptors that sense the temperature of the blood running through it. If this above or below 37 degrees, then the hypothalamus sends electrical impulse along neurons to the parts of the body which have the functions of regulating your body temperature. Head erector muscle has sweat pole, blood capillaries, sun vessels, sweat glands, venules, small veins, arteries, small artery, fat cells, pressure receptors, sensory neurons, temperature receptor. Notice that we have two different sets of temperature receptors. These are the ones in the hypothalamus, which sense the temperature of the blood. There are also temperature receptors near the surface of the skin, which sense the temperature of the air or water around us. This can give us early warning that the body temperature might be going to change. For example, if the receptors in the skin detect a very low temperature around us, this suggests that the body might be about to lose a lot of heat, making the body temperature fall. These receptors can sense electrical impulses that help to prevent this happening even before the temperature of the blood has changed. When temperature falls, the set point for the internal body temperature of a human is about 37 degrees. If the temperature of the blood flowing through the hypothalamus drops below 37 degrees, the hypothalamus sends electrical impulses along motor neurons to the skin, muscles, and liver. This causes the following things to happen. Muscles contract. Muscles in some parts of the body contract and relax very quickly in a process called shivering. They get the energy released from respirations, and some of the energy is released as heat. The heat generated in the muscles warms the blood as it flows through them. The blood distributes this heat all over the body. Metabolism may increase. The speeds of chemical reactions in other tissues, not only muscles, may increase. For example, the liver cells may respire faster. This also releases more heat. Head stand up. The erector muscles in the skin contract, pulling the hands up on end. In humans, this does not do anything very useful. It just produce ghost pimples. But in a hairy animal such as a cat, it traps a thicker layer of warm air to the skin. This prevents the skin from losing more warmth. It acts as an insulator. When the body is too cold, erector muscles contract, pulling heads up on end. The upright head traps a layer of warm air next to the skin, which insulates it. Arteries in the skin constrict, so not much blood flows through them. Capillaries are supplied less blood from arteries, so remain narrow. When the body is too hot, the arteries supplying the sweat gland dilates, bringing more blood so that the gland can make more sweat. Sweat evaporates from the skin surface, cooling. Erector muscles relax so the heads lie flat on the skin and trap less air. Arteries supplying the capillaries dilate, bringing more blood to the capillaries. More blood is brought to the surface capillaries where it can lose heat. Vasoconstriction. The arteries that supply the blood capillaries near to the surface of the skin become narrower. This is called vasoconstrictions. Only a very little blood can flow in the surface capillaries. The blood flows through the deep-lying capillaries instead. Because these are deep under the skin beneath the insulating fatty tissue, the blood does not lose so much heat to the air. Sweat glands reduce secretion. Sweat glands reduce the quantity of sweat that they produce. As you will see, sweat helps to cool the body ago, so it is not required when you want to warm up. When temperature rise. When a rise in blood temperature is detected by the receptors in the hypothalamus, electrical impulses sent along neurons to cause the following response. Hairs like fat, the relative muscles in the skin relax so that the hairs like fats on the skin. This allows it to leave the skin through radiations into the air. Vasodilation is the artery supplying the capillaries near the surface of the skin gets wider, they become dilated. This is called vasodilation. More blood therefore flows through these capillaries near the surface. Because a lot of blood is so near the surface of the skin, heat is readily lost from the blood into the air. Sweat productions increase. The sweat glands secrete more sweat. Sweat lies on the surface of the hard skin. The water in it then evaporates, taking heat from the skin with it, thus cooling the body.